What up, everybody? Shit, we're gonna jump right into it. We're making a couple videos today. So today we're gonna be discussing what it is that I'm doing. Basically, kind of a breakdown of all the stuff that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to if you want to go into like it on a spiritual level, which I see that a lot of y'all probably. I'm feeling that a lot of y'all are understanding that aspect of the what's going on. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna just give y'all a rundown on my livelihood and how I live and where I'm from and how my mind works and why, it's just basically me showing y'all. I'm gonna give y'all, I like to give y'all the science behind a lot of stuff because I know that's what y'all interested in. So my spirituality got a lot to do with science. And that's why I can't really kind of put it together for y'all, so I can only tell y'all what exactly it is from a scientific level, and you gotta look into it yourself and you can have a lot of understanding of the practices that I do in order to reach people and to reach my ascension, I guess, or higher levels of understanding, or however you want to put it. So it's called transpersonal psychology. So we're gonna talk about transpersonal psychology. I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna read it all off to y'all, and then I'll try to break some of the stuff down and compare, I guess. So transpersonal psychology or spiritual psychology is a subfield or school of psychology that integrates the spiritual and transcendent aspects of the human experience with the framework of modern psychology. So, the transcendent aspects, that those are like your out-of-body experiences, when you go and come back and stuff like that, right? So the transpersonal is defined as experiences in which the sense of identity or self extends beyond the individual or personal to Hold on. The transpersonal is defined as experiences in which the sense of identity or self extends beyond the individual or personal to encompass wider aspects of humankind, which is basically what I just said. So, life, psyche, or cosmos, which is me, one with the cosmos. You can basically just say this is Dro's alternate learning. This is me that we talking about, and this is right here on Wikipedia. You can go Wikipedia transpersonal psychology, and it's going. There you go. So let's keep going. It has also been defined as development beyond conventional, personal, or individual levels. So, it's just a little unconventional the way I'm operating. But we all down for the same cause. We all headed to the same places with this, I'm just going through my motion and, y'all here for the ride. So if you even able to if you subscribing to what I'm on, then you a heavy you heavy up at the top. You know what I'm saying? What they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. We rocking on the crown chakra right now. I ain't gonna say I reached Christ, but we up there. So anyways, let's keep going. Issues considered in transpersonal psychology include spiritual self-development, self beyond the ego. And see, this is something I've been having to deal with yet, but it comes with a lot of learning. So when you talk about spiritual self-development, that's when you becoming one with God, right? That's you figuring out the truths behind nature and sciences and spirituality to find your truth with one. So you got the self beyond the ego. Self beyond the ego, that's kind of like when you find truths to help you pass your ego. Like one of the truths that helped me to pass up my ego was the truth about the word respect. You know what I'm saying? We look at respect off of media propaganda that's been put in place, where when we look at respect, if like you're on the internet or you see somebody in public and they come at you the wrong way, you're gonna automatically feel disrespected. And the only way you can, hey, I'm making a video of my dog and shit, but when you feel disrespected, the only way you can react to the disrespect that was given to you is with disrespect, right? So for me to overcome my ego of this word respect, which I wasn't trying to do, it's just a part of this transpersonal psychology, I guess, is going on. So anyways, what respect actually is when you look back on, or you look back at something. You can go, Wikipedia, do what you do, look it up. But so when you look back on something, that's like when you go to somebody's funeral, right? You're going to show respect to them, or when you bring up somebody's accomplishments, you giving respect to them, like what they have accomplished, or when somebody, let's say somebody passed away and you just talking about good times that y'all had or stuff that y'all did, used to do, or different ways of showing respect. You know, we don't give respect, we show respect. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the things that kind of helped me to overcome pieces of my ego. So that's I hope that was a good example for y'all to understand what it meant by when it said self beyond the ego, right? So you got, so let's start all over so we can make sure that we still on point. The same thing, just that one little paragraph. Issues considered in transpersonal psychology include spiritual self-development, self beyond the ego, peak experiences, mystical experiences. So peak experiences and mystical experiences are two separate experiences, right? Peak experiences is like when you go through stuff and then you just reach your peak. Like, see, me, it always comes through me through emotions like pain and all kind of stuff, because I fight through the pain. It's my whole life I've been going through pain. So it's nothing though. You know, I had a good life. I didn't have a bad life. It's just a part of my road. So basically those would be like peak experiences, the experiences that you go through, that when that ball, like that basketball of emotion, when it bounce, the harder it hit ground, the higher it bounce. So that's what you want to call peak experiences, the stuff that just whoa, it's just too much, but it carries you on to a higher self. So mystical experiences would be things like me, dog just farted. That wasn't me, I promise. So mystical experiences would be like seeing like I've seen the shadow people or something like that. That would be kind of closer to mystical experiences, because, but see, okay, so mystical experiences for me would be kind of like the visual snow syndrome, and the stuff that I be seeing when I experience visual snow syndrome, or like stars moving sometimes, or maybe like connecting with entities that I don't understand, you know, mystical experiences, or numbers that come to me that lead me in a certain direction, you know, stuff like that. Those would be mystical experiences, you know, or being in the right place at the right time, and just knowing how to move, like, you know, just these are things that you would call mystical experiences, right? I don't like to use the mystical experience. I put science behind everything. It's always a science behind, you know, work off signals. The cell phone must be mystical, or the one we talking. This must be mystical if that's the case, right? So let's keep going. Systematic trance. Let's see. Systematic trance, I would say that's more like putting yourself into altered states to reach a primary goal, would be something of a systematic trance, or, you know, meditation, stuff like that, you know. But I'm talking about true meditation. We're not talking about like all the other meditations that y'all be talking about. We talking about the same way all them religions lead up to one truth, all the meditations lead up to one truth, true meditation. So, you know, that'd be systematic trance. Then we got spiritual crisis. Yeah, so spiritual crisis, you know, that's just like when you experience and we just learn about everything. That's crazy how they put that shit in. Yeah, they some wild people. So spiritual crisis will be like the devil trying to take over this whole fucking planet, and Satan and coronaviruses and all this other shit. Those are spiritual crises. You know what I'm saying? They're not just physical, they're spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to keep you in low vibrations so you can't see. You know, you watch movies like where you seen that new movie Infinite. They had this little gun that shoot you, and like it take your soul, hit you in the back of the head, and now you can't I guess you can't move on to another body. You just stuck, like your soul stuck. You know what I'm saying? It's placing. So they was keeping you in box. So that would be like spiritual crisis of, you know, keeping humanity down. So we can't rise through evolution. You know, it's times of evolution for mankind. You know. And those would be like spiritual crises, right? So then we got, look what come right after spiritual crisis, spiritual evolution. But I don't have to say nothing because I just compared the two and we got it. There we go. Let's keep going. Religious conversion. Okay, so religious conversion would be like when you realize that in order to reach your true truth, you would have to take yourself away from what you once believed in. So like me, I grew up in a Baptist church and stuff like that. Like, you know, I went to different churches, like Baptist churches, Christian churches. Since I was like 5, I remember at my grand church, I was the little 4 or 5 year old that couldn't read, but they still got me sitting there trying to read out the Bible. You know, that's how far back it go. I'm 29. So anyways, so just me taking away from all of that, having to leave all that alone, knowing that being one with God has nothing to do with religion. That's just one of your matrices. That's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't believe it because it's been going on so long, but it's just one of your matrices. Like, they've been putting these plans set in motion for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. You only been alive like 30, some of y'all 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know, you got to catch up. We're talking about hundreds of years, but look, they got limited minds. Limited minds are made for violence, right? We don't have limited minds. So once you get it on this knowledge and then you get on the road, you're going to catch up so fast. You're catching up by hundreds of thousands of years. It's just coming together, and that's just powerful of its own. But I ain't gonna lie, for me, it came with a lot of depressions and not eating right and just trying to get myself. But I'm all right. I'm still working on it. But we're going to keep pushing because it's a mission and a goal that has to get taken care of, and you never know. So let's keep going. So that was religion conversion when you decide to convert from, they put religious conversion, but basically you want to convert from religion to no religion, one with God, understanding truth amongst you and yourself, your Christ chakra, you know what I'm saying? Now, even more than that, your whole chakras, you might have a different truth than my truth. We might not have the same exact truth, but we still one with God, and we still want the cosmos regardless. Like, your story might not be my story. Your constellation might not be my constellation, so you just got to find your truth. See what I'm saying? You can't think that one person gonna have all the truth for you as an individual. You have to find what resonates with you. Understand? So, altered states of consciousness, that might be like, you know what I'm saying, I be smoking, I be drinking, I be supposed to stop, and, you know, it's just certain things that I do to alter my states of consciousness to help me critical think. I'm gonna say it helped me critical think with my ancestors. They want to use altered states of consciousness, but I be opening it up to my ancestors. You know, I let myself go for my ancestors to come in. And before I was able to do that, I had to let in a lot of demons, which, you know, I realized I had to let in bad spirits. I had to learn how to conquer these bad spirits in order to connect with my ancestors. And now I'm still trying to connect with God and more ancestors, you know, more of my cosmic family. You understand? So that's just me, you know. You want to talk about money, I can talk about money too. We got money right there on the wall every time. Just let me know. You comment what that's about, and we can talk about the whole thing. So anyways, let's just keep going. So anyways, that was altered states of consciousness, is when you just doing certain things, alter your state of consciousness to reach a certain level, you know what I'm saying, of intent, or wherever you headed with it. It'll come to you. If you believe, you have to believe. Those are the signals. See, they flip everything around on us, so to keep it from registering properly, so you won't be able to do these things. You will think it's crazy. You will think it's loony. You understand? That's just what it is. So spiritual practices, you know, you got your own different spiritual practices. It's the same shit. Like, I don't know why they be trying to mix it. Altered states of consciousness, spiritual practice, it has to do with the same thing. What you do with your culture and your religion, what you do on your regular basis, you know what I'm saying? How you connect with God, spiritual practices. And other sublime or unusual expanded experiences of living. Let's not get into that, because I done seen some like this. When I was 16 years old, some dudes walked up and they laced us all up with PCP. You know what I'm saying? Me out of everybody died that night. Real talk, my heart stopped beating. I remember hearing it. It sounded like it was beating like brrrr, but I found out that was something else. That's what happens when your brain trying to stay connected with your body. So and the whole time I was hearing it, I was like, felt like I was floating through space. Like, if I could see myself in space or image of a human being, all I could really see was like they outline. It was like colors, like rainbowish colors, entities with outlines. I don't know, it's weird. It's a blur, but it's clear. I don't know. I was 16, so anyways, and kind of I can remember that part. I remember floating. Thought I was gone. So anyway, I didn't know it was PCP. I was laced up, was smoking weed. It took me like 2 years to get back normal, to be honest with you. But everything happened in life for a reason. That's what I'm saying. You gotta walk your road to get to where you're going. It's just gonna work like that for all of us. So where was we at? Okay. So those were like unusual expanded experiences of life. So now the discipline attempts to describe and integrate spiritual experiences with modern. The discipline attempts to describe and integrate spiritual experience with modern psychological theory and to formulate new theory to encompass such experience. So let's talk about that. Incorporate new theory to encompass such experience. So yeah, that's what I do. That's what this whole channel is about. All we doing is figuring out how we gonna put the old with the new and make it right. Put the truth with the truth and make it true and make it real and make it ours, and we can own it. That's what we doing. That's what we heard. You know, that's why we just opening brains. You don't see me getting too deep in how I'm doing stuff like some evil mad sciences. I'm just giving you the knowledge in the game and from my understanding, which is all I can do for y'all anyways at this point. But you know, shit, you just gotta, it's on you to spread that knowledge, spread that information, or if you even resonate with what I'm talking about. But if I can't tell you nothing else about this channel and how things function on this channel and what you're gonna be seeing on this channel, that was the best way I can put it for you. And what that's called is transpersonal psychology. So there you go. Y'all have a good one.